how bad the spray has become under these, like, 2-meter wide ground effect cars, like, yeah, I know, but I think by that point, though, I think Vettel just wanted to go out with a bang, like, Vettel kind of saw Kimi struggle against Albon and thought, I want to leave my mark in the sport. I want to be, like, not just remembered as a 4-time champion, but I want to be remembered as a guy that everyone likes. It was like Vettel wanting to end his career on the best note possible. Like, I want to remember, I want to show people, like, I wasn't the culprit for why everything went wrong at Ferrari. I want to show people I'm still a good driver, and I want to go out while I'm still capable of driving quickly at the age of 35 years old, and I don't want to just fade away and be like someone that people like to mock and criticize, like Daniel Ricciardo. Because let's face it, Daniel Ricciardo for me, I don't even need to say any more about Daniel Ricciardo at this point. Daniel Ricciardo, I think it's just kind of has given me the impression that he horribly regret leaving Red Bull when he did. Because, you know, I'm not saying that Daniel Ricciardo is a great driver by any sense, but had Daniel Ricciardo remained at Red Bull for 2021, he could have literally been in a chance of winning the title with like 3 or 4 races ago, like Kimi was in 2007. Like, as long as he won like 5 or 6 races up to that point, he probably would have just stayed in the hunt, just finishing on a podium all the time, keeping Bottas off the podium, making sure Bottas was well beaten, making sure that the McLarens and Ferrari were well beaten. I'm not joking, because you've got to realise, look, I'm not saying Ricciardo was a great driver, but I'm saying he had the car he liked to his ideal settings at Red Bull, a car that handled exactly how he wanted to, a car where he could brake aggressively if he wanted to, and then brake gently like he wanted to, because at Renault and at McLaren, he never had that. I am not saying Ricciardo is actually any good. I mean, essentially, yes, he probably would have frauded his way to the championship, but then we have to remember Jacques Villeneuve all basically frauded his way to 1997. I'm just saying, like, we have had some fairly average drivers become world champions, like Phil Hill in 1961, Denny Hulme in 1967, Jody Scheckter in 1979. I wouldn't say Jacques Villeneuve was average, but he was very much someone like capitalising upon his peak in 1997. I mean, Eddie Irvine came within like 3 points of winning 1990. Look, I'm just saying, I know it sounds like I'm having an absolute fanboy moment. Like, I know people think that I'm a secret Daniel Ricciardo fanboy, but 2021 was not a normal year. Like, did you know McLaren, when they won that race at Monza with Ricciardo and Norris finishing second, they were the only team to claim a 1-2 during the whole of 2021. That's how crazy that season was. And like, Dave Games PlayStation admitted Kimi Raikkonen at Alfa Romeo was better than Valtteri Bottas at Sauber. Well, doesn't take a genius to work that one out, because of course the moment Sauber have now got the worst corner grid, Bottas, despite having a few decent races here and there, has just been completely powerless and clueless in terms of finding a way to even score a couple of points here and there. I mean, yeah, Verstappen and Hamilton were so dominant, but you've got to realise what I'm trying to say is that Ricciardo had all the ideal settings, ideal car characteristics at Red Bull. So, had he stayed on for 3 years longer, he could have well have capitalised on Hamilton and Max hitting each other at places like Silverstone, Hungary, Monza, Saudi Arabia, Brazil, and of course, what happened to Verstappen at Baku